Welcome to the Rebel Rebel. Today's episode is brought to you by, me. Visit michaeldargy.com to order a copy of my book, Brand Jitsu, Move Your Brand from Meh to Memorable. And while you're there, check out the cool tools I built. There's one to help build your annual marketing plan in minutes, not weeks. There's an online course about how to get your brand export ready. And while you're there, don't forget to join my monthly newsletter, chock full of other cool and weird people and stuff. The Rebel Rebel is a podcast for creative rebels and entrepreneurs who think audaciously and act courageously in service of making the world a better and more interesting place. What do you do when you're stuck in a hospital and can't find a global biker community? Well, if you're India Hayes, you just built one. From a hospital bed to a worldwide platform, this episode is a story of passion, purpose, and full throttle rebellion. Well, welcome to the Rebel Rebel. I'm your host, Michael Dargy, and somewhere across the world, quite literally, please welcome to the show, India Hayes. How are you?
Mike, and thanks ever so much for inviting me onto Rebel Rebel.
I've been excited for this.
From Little England here, yeah.
So what part of Little England are you in right now?
Warrington, place called Warrington. It's in northwest England, Cheshire, county of Cheshire. We're not far from Manchester, sort of in between Manchester and Liverpool. So it's an ideal commuting, and
Oh, who's your team?
Yeah, well,
you don't have to answer that.
No, it's actually United. I don't really follow football, but if United are playing, then yeah, definitely. I grew up as a United fan with my dad. My dad was a big United player. Supported.
Amazing. That's awesome. So let's catch the rest of the world up with what it is that you're up to, and then we're going to go back in time to figure out what made you that way.
Right. Okay. Well, should I start from the beginning?
Give us okay. So there's this cool flag behind you.
Yeah.
And there's a place. This is pretty dope. So what is that? Let's start there, and then we'll go back in time.
Yeah. The logo, the basic meaning behind the logo, it's a guy or a skeleton on a motorbike with his with the flames coming out the back and wings.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's at that sort of pace where you're really enjoying the fuel that biking gives you, that adrenaline rush. Yeah.
Love it. And so why that? I suspect that there's a thing that you're doing, maybe a radio station that people can listen to.
Yeah. We've upgraded our design now, so it's more like what I've got on. So it's a little bit more three-dimensional. But yeah, we've got Bikers Hangout Radio. We started building the platform back in 2019, 2018. Started off as a simple Facebook group, and my idea was then to go and look for a worldwide bikers platform. At the time, I was suffering with pneumonia in hospital, so I got a bit bored. As you do, and I thought, right, let's go on the phone and have a look for a worldwide bikers platform, community driven, from all walks of life, where you could actually chat to people and find out how riding was in say India, or riding in the Sahara, so all different types of riding and all different types of riders. And it started from there, and obviously within that you've got the supporting mechanism, which is the businesses. So if you keep trying to keep your bike on the road, you need good quality services, so we put that into the equation. So you've got a community, it's a community-driven business, but the pinning aspect is then the services that are there that can be provided to that community. Yeah, that's how it
Uh,
started. And
that's wild.
there was nothing out there. There wasn't a worldwide bikers platform as such. And I thought, well, you know, uh, let's keep looking. So I kept looking. I think it was about 3 months or so. Couldn't find any. Lots of community-based, country or region-based,
Mm,
groups and clubs, but
yeah.
nothing to sort of glue all of that together, bring it together, and
Ah,
helping each other and supporting each other. So, it was very much club, community, individual bikers,
yeah.
trikes, um, all types of bikers, even non-bikers, the older generation um, that have been bikers, but through none of their own fault, are now sort of, too old to ride. They've got
Yeah.
ailments, they've got bad health. And we invite people like that on as well, because, you've got to look after the elders.
Yes, we
And
do.
and they find it interesting. They still have that connection with the biking community, which is nice, and I think it gives them something to live for. And from that, when I came up with the idea, I thought, well, shouldn't it have a voice? Shouldn't it have a way of communicating what we're doing and entertaining as well at the same time?
Yeah.
So that's when um, I came up with this crazy idea of establishing a worldwide radio station, but just purely for bikers. And I thought, yeah, well, that's our voice. That's where we can interact.
Yeah.
We get requests. We've got a show going on at the moment, which is the Womble's radio show, which again, he's the radio station manager. So we do have a station manager. But when I first set it up, I thought, how successful is this going to be? Is, are people going to tune in and listen?
Yeah.
And I think for the first month, I think we had about 2 listeners. And I thought, "Oh my god, this is not working." And I thought, "No, we've gotta give it time. We've gotta give it time. Gotta allow
Yeah.
it to have its pick its own pace." So we did
Yeah.
quite a bit of promotion and advertisement and, you know, 2 and a bit, 3 near enough 3 years later, we're now having thousands of bikers tune in every week. We receive messages from bikers that have been hospitalized and they can't no longer get out on their bikes, but they're tuning in because it gives them that connection with the community again. And we get thanks so much for this radio station. It's given me, strength to get through and reconnect with
Oh,
the club, etc. And, nice things like that. And that's what Bikers Hangout is all about. It's all about drawing everybody together, helping each
yeah.
other, whether you're going through good times, bad times, exciting times, connecting with tour companies, connecting with other clubs the other side of the pond, and
Yeah.
having those breaks, having those holidays and going over and seeing those guys, and spending some time in the saddle with them. And, it builds memories and it gels people. It brings everybody together. So yeah,
I
it,
love it.
and it's cool, cool,
Yeah. It's cool.
cool place to be. Yeah.
What are you riding right now? What's your bike?
Well, I've just got rid of my VMAX. I've had some health problems,
Oh.
unfortunately. I've been suffering with kidney failure
Oh, no.
basically throughout the period of building Bikers Hangout.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
so for 7 years, I've been in and out of hospital with multiple operations,
Oh boy.
consultations, eventually this year losing my kidney in January. So that's when it was
Oh my gosh.
removed. But after they removed my kidney, they found that I've got underlying problems which the kidney was masking. So
Oh wow.
I've got spinal problems. I'm
Oh my
suffering
gosh.
with rheumatoid. My spinal problems basically crucify my neck and my lower back. And
Oh
especially you get really bad pains running down my left leg. Um, but through all of this, rheumatoid, I've got swollen colon at the moment. I've got continuous headache and earaches.
oh
So,
my
but
gosh.
through all of this, I've managed to build, you know, Bikers Hangout.
An amazing community.
And it was the one thing that I could focus on that was a major distraction away from
Yeah.
the dark place I was, which was really not being able to move, not being able to go very far, sometimes in my
Yeah.
bed for months. So
Oh
it gave me something to drive towards. And, it shows that if you can focus when you're going through a bad time, pain, I don't know, if you can grab something that you really love and that you have a passion for, and you can
yeah.
drive towards that, and it's an excellent distraction. It really is.
Yeah, no kidding. Did you let's go back in time for a second, even a little further. When you were a young girl, did you ever imagine you're going to be a biker
The
and then
first
run a global community?
No, no, I didn't. No, no. I've loved motorcycles all my life. God, the first experience I had was put on the as a baby, and I think I was about 2 years old. And my dad
Uh-huh.
had a Norton, I think it's a Norton
Nice.
Commando, and he took me and sat me on the tank in between his arms and took me up
Yeah.
and down the road. And my mum was at the front door going, "John, what are you doing? You crazy sod, get her off
Yeah.
now." But that was my first experience. The next one after that, I was into bikes, push bikes, anywhere to go on a push bike. And then
Yeah.
um, I had my first bike I built. I built my first bike, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Um,
awesome. What'd you build?
I built a TS 125. My mum and dad had a bond building, and as soon as I became a teenager, they said it matures and you can have the money to do whatever you want with it. I went, get in. Little did they know that money was going to go on a bike, but I didn't realize the severity of the bike. Um, I only realized that when I actually got to my friend's house, because I was asking around in school, and Steve said, "Yeah, I've got a bike. Yeah, I've got a bike. It's and he had a big house with cellars and stables, and he said, "I've got a bike." He
Yeah.
said, "I'll take you back." He said, "And if you like it, you can buy it off me." So I went back, and it was in boxes. The engine was in one box, all the bits in it. It's like, holy shit! My dad is gonna kill me.
Oh my
Yeah, I'll
gosh.
have it. How much do you want? I think it was 50 quid, and they give me £100. So I thought, yeah, I'm quids in, I've got a bite. So I
Yeah.
got back home. His dad gave me a lift back home in his shooting brake, and we got back outside my house, and we were unloading these boxes.
Oh my
And
god.
my dad came out and he went, "What are you doing? Who's this?" I said, "Oh, this is Steve's dad." And he went, "And this is Steve." I said, "They've just sold me their motorbike." And they went, "Where?" I said, "It's in these boxes." Oh, he went, "Right, okay." He said, "So, right." he said, well, we said that you could buy anything. So I ended up getting all the bits into this shed. We had this shed about, I don't know, a couple of 100 yards up the back garden. And I was
Yeah.
bashing around in there and spraying and going up to Dugdale's, which was the local outlet for bike parts, buying new bits. Eventually brought it out, sprayed all of the frame. It was back when you had points and carburetors, so
Yeah.
got all of that balanced. And the
Oh my
first
God.
ride was illegal. Oh God. I took the
What a
road
rebel.
along Hillside Road, along the bottom of the hill, through the park, across the main road, down Marsh Lane, onto the marshes, where I was free to then ride as much as I wanted. Oh, it was brilliant. Absolutely
What
great.
was that feeling when you kicked it over for the first time and you heard
Oh,
your
it was
engine come
like,
to life?
oh yes. Oh yeah. And then it was the sound and the smell and that,
Oh my God.
yeah, that feeling that you've achieved something, but it's going to give you some fun, a lot of fun. And danger and all of that didn't come into it. At that age, you sort of feel as well I was.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. I loved it. And
Oh,
I rode that because Steve lived at the other side of the marshes. So I could ride all the way through the marshes to the back of his house, meet the other guys and girls there and have a bit of a party and, smoke
uh,
some stuff, drink some stuff, and then try and ride back.
oh God. Oh
Oh
my
God.
God.
Yeah. I think
Don't
it's
try this at home, kids.
no. No. It was no, that stage of growing up and
Yeah.
finding out, exploring, finding out. And the motorbike allowed me to do that. It was great.
Ah,
And
that's
it's
cool.
exciting.
That's so inspiring. If you, what's one thing you haven't done yet that you want to do?
I'd like to um I think I'd like to go touring, further afield, different countries,
Yeah.
meeting members, the members that we've got on, like we've got um, clubs in Spain that we talk and they post and we,
Oh,
interact. We've got clubs in Germany, in uh, all over the world. We've got them everywhere. And it'd be nice to take Bikers Hangout along me and obviously some of the crew that we've got and,
yeah.
really explain what it's all about. But, tell them where we've come from, what we're doing, what it's all about, bringing the community together and clubs. I mean, we've got now a club directory and again, it's to support the club community, the clubs and groups that
Yeah.
are out there, because we know how hard it is to attract new riders. And sometimes for new riders to find a club or a group that they'd like to join, to go on rides with and do
Yeah.
charity events with. And so I decided to build a club directory. And we've got now over 200 worldwide clubs
Wow.
and groups on there. So anybody can go on there. It's usable, so you can put the country in, you can then put your region in, and then it'll come up with the various clubs within your area. So it's a nice way of finding out. And then all of those clubs that come up, they've then got visit buttons, so you can visit each club. That it may be a
Oh,
Facebook group or it might be their website and you can find out more about, what they do, how
love
they
it.
do it, whether they're more, regimented or whether they're more laid back,
Yeah.
horses for courses, So, and it works. It does work, the feedback that we get, thanks for the directory, thanks for
Yeah.
helping us find somewhere that we're really enjoying, and so we do get feedback. But yeah, it's all about supporting the biking community, not taking from the biking community, but giving to the
Yeah.
biking community. And we give a lot. We do a lot for no reward. Everybody that works in Bikers Hangout does it because they do it like, the Wombles. They do it because they enjoy being a part of what we're doing. Mick
Love it.
Bailey's radio show, he does it because he loves it. We've got Emma Scott that used to be on mainstream radio. She's on board and she does a show. We've got um, Johnny Rizzo, who streams a show out of New York called Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. And then we've got Heather and John over in Florida that has the John and Heather show. And so the list goes on. So we've got all
Yeah.
variances. We'd like to have shows in different countries all over the world. That's where we'd like to end up. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I just see us as a platform for them to use and
Yeah.
to get out themselves to help them grow. Um, Businesses, everything for the bikers, for the clubs, etc. It's
Yeah.
free. We don't charge. They can download
Wow.
the radio station from, Bikers Hangout radio stations available from Apple app or Google Play stores.
Yeah.
It's free to download and it's free to participate. You can send in requests. There's a
So cool.
jukebox there that you can click on and you can do anonymous requests and that'll just be played instantly. You've got a schedule of shows. You've got all of my blogs. You've got a pop-up box then that gives you access to all of the platform, Instagram, TikTok,
Love it.
LinkedIn. We've got, funny
Yeah.
enough, we have a massive following on LinkedIn.
Oh. Well, I mean, business people need motorcycles.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
let me ask you, besides this stuff and building this thing, like what gets you going in the morning? Like what fills your bucket?
Every day is a new day.
Yeah.
Every
Okay.
day is don't get me wrong, it's hard work.
Yeah.
I don't stop and I get told off for not stopping because I'm ill. uh, but
You
I
got shit
just,
to do.
yeah, yeah, and I enjoy it. It's good fun. I get emails that I respond to. I'm at the moment looking to, I'm talking with Skid, who's off a TV program over in the UK. I don't know whether it broadcasts worldwide, but called Shed and Buried.
Okay.
There's Henry Cole and there's Skid and there's a few others, but I'm speaking with Skid. So we're looking at possibly doing a radio, show together. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, which will be cool because we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about, drug addiction. We're going to talk about depression, um, feelings, emotions,
Yeah.
bikes, engines, uh, classic bikes through to maybe, present day bikes, comparisons and
Love it.
racing and everything thrown into the mix. So it'll be an interesting show.
Amazing. Well, I can't. Do you guys have a working title yet, or
No,
is
no,
it
not
still
not at the moment.
okay?
I'm waiting for really Skid to come out of contract because he's in contract with Blaze.
Right.
So when they're in contract, they can't really. There's not really
Yeah.
that much room to wiggle. But when he gets out of that contract, which is, I don't know, probably about 12 months, then we can start, we do a bit of planning
Awesome.
beforehand, but then we can start to put the put the throttle down then.
Awesome. Oh, well, let me take you back in time to a place when you were maybe you're roaring through the marshes, and let's just say it's fairly recent time, so you're just reliving maybe some moments, and it's a gorgeous day. You can smell all the smells, and if you're a biker, you know exactly what that means. You might be tasting bugs, but you're sitting there thinking to yourself, India, oh, I just wish the world knew this one thing. What's
Yeah.
the one thing that you wish the world knew?
It's a hard one because we're all individuals and we have
Yeah.
all unique needs. We're human beings at the end of the day, and we're very spirited, spirit led. And I think what works for one person may not work for another. But I think what
Yeah.
motorcycles do for me is a number of different things. I think it gives me thinking space. It's a quiet, even though the bike's noisy and everything else, it's a noisy place around you. You're in that bubble, and that noise in your head just disappears, that busyness.
Uh,
And you can then, because you're just focusing on just doing the one thing, which is being at one with that motorcycle, feeling the road, feeling the way it twists and the way it winds. And, it's quite an emotional connection that you have with a motorcycle. And that's why
yeah.
people give them names, it's a connection because you are at one. You've got your. If you think about it, it is. It's the maddest thing ever. Really is. It's great. I mean, who come up with the idea of um, we'll get a motor. We'll stick this, and we'll ignite fuel, but we'll put the fuel above the motor, and we'll ignite it with a spark. And guess what? We'll build a frame around that. And we'll give it a seat so you can sit on it. We'll give it a set of handlebars so you can hang on, and some wheels, and maybe a drive chain so it'll drive those wheels. And now we'll go hell for leather, sat on really what you could call is a bomb.
So a friend of mine, we used to teach motorcycles together years ago, and he's continued on the legacy, which is really cool. And he ended up teaching a bunch of CF-18 pilots. I think they were like from the Snowbirds or whatever. I might get that part wrong, but they were like military pilots.
Yeah.
And they came and took motorcycle training. And after I think their first road ride together, so after they did the all on lot stuff, so they learned all the controls and stuff like that, and then they went out on the road. When they came back, they said to him, "This is as close as you can get to flying a fighter jet."
Yeah.
But you're like inches off the ground. He go, it's amazing.
And it is. I mean, I've rode everything from a 50cc motorcycle up to, I think the biggest one that I had was 1330cc, which was it's the Hayabusa, but it's the naked version of the Hayabusa.
Oh, cool.
So it's a street fighter. So it's got a shorter wheelbase.
Oh my God.
The engine's up higher.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But I mean, they when they first brought them out, they had great big trombones at the back,
Yeah.
but you can get rid of them, and you can put I had a Yoshimura system put on, and that bike could sing. I mean, you'd wheelie it in first, second, third, and fourth. And if you kept on going, if you had a long enough straight, you could get it up in fifth as well. I mean,
Oh my God.
you could hit 130 in third. Crazy bike.
I love it. Oh, that's so cool. So there's these people in the world,
Yeah.
India. And here's the other thing. I think that we should have a purely just reminiscing about motorcycle episode at some point, because I think that we could talk for days on our motorcycle journeys. And so I don't want this to end, but there's these people in the world, we call them rebels in waiting.
Yeah.
And these are the people who have decided to do something different, like maybe start a motorcycle community. And maybe they're just like, there's nothing out there. I want to do it, but I'm not sure. Or they just started and they're, maybe the footing is a little unsteady. What advice do you give to those people from what you've learned?
Don't give up. Anything that's worth doing will take time, and you've got to put a lot of hard work in. You've got to sometimes give up the things that you enjoy, physically, if it's an online community. But also the online community, if you're building something like I have, you need to give it patience, but you also need to put a lot in, not just online, but getting out into the community and meeting with them, and making that physical connection as well as that emotional connection, which is what you get from an online community. So we try our best to communicate in all different ways to our community, whether that be radio, email, video, etc. And that's great, but you can't beat the physical connection of getting out there. But the biggest thing that anybody knew, the one thing is to be patient and keep going. Don't give up. If it's your dream and that's what you want to do, you have one life, and that life is soon gone. So just, do it. Give it 100%.
Love it.
Do it now.
Snap that throttle.
Yeah.
Dump that clutch. Snap that throttle. First, second, third, and fourth. India Hayes, where can people learn more about you and the Bikers Hangout?
Well, you can get us on the website, which is www.bikershangout.co.uk. Yeah.
Okay.
You can get us on the app stores. I think that's back to front, but we're on Facebook. We've got a radio app. So there's lots of different ways of, connecting with us. And we've made it so accessible. But yeah. If you're interested in biking, you're interested in grassroots biking, community-based, come and join us. Yeah.
I love it. This has been extraordinary, India. Thank you so much for taking the time, and we'll put everything down in the show notes. Thank
you. Thanks for having me on RebelRebel. RebelRebel.
Thanks for listening to the RebelRebel podcast, a show for creative rebels and entrepreneurs who think audaciously and act courageously in the service of making the world a better and more interesting place. Visit michaeldargy.com for more adventures, the RebelRebelPodcast.com for every episode, and makemoorecreative.com to access all our cool tools. Until next time.